Hey everyone, this is Ian Hari. So I'm back now. I already did train talk, so now it's time for Railroad News and Solution. Who's ready for Railroad News and Solution? You all ready? Let's go. So today we're going to talk about Amtrak, which is one of my favorite passenger railroads in the United States, which I really like Amtrak because Amtrak's really fast. Today we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the equipment, the infrastructure, and the news. But first, let's get to some railroad news first before we talk about solutions. For Amtrak, let's get to the railroad news. First, we just got more breaking news on the Link Light Rail. There are lots of railroad crossing mechanical issues going around, such as the General Secretary dying at Bland Street. Another U.S. Electric terminal got dead at Park Avenue. One U.S. Electric terminal just got dead at Tremont Avenue, and one just got dead at 7th Street. Those are not mechanical issues that are going around them. Also, Amtrak is going to have a temporary station at Gateway Station because the outdated station they're using is not that good, and it is way too far from Uptown, and it's prone to flooding too, which is not good. And we are seeing many of that stuff, But now let's get to solutions, and let's talk about the problems that's going on in Amtrak. Let's talk about the problems first. So we're going to break it down, and we're going to talk about many problems that's going on in Amtrak. So first, let's get started. So I noticed Amtrak is getting new long-distance locomotives, which is the ALC-42s. More additional ones are coming soon because when they were first getting started, they were having lots of problems before. They were having lots of breakdowns, and they required a P-42 to get them, to help with them, which the P-42s are a failure to break down easily. The P-42s are guided to non-power control units, but they will have a sliding baggage door. They'll only be used on the Midwest trains, and they will be used as backup in case the Aero trains break down. In case the cab cars and the Aero trains break down. And they'll be used on the Pacific Surfliner as well to replace the F-40 non-power control units as an emergency backup just in case the big Surfliner train sets break down, which they'll be used as an Amtrak also converted HHP-8 to HHPC, which are another type of locomotive but they'll be used as a backup because because Motorliner cab cars are breaking down, and so are F-40 non-power control units, which they're causing lots of problems, Now, there's no longer this car announcement yet, but I would give some solutions. So, Siemens equipment will not be good for long-distance trains, I heard. So, a better idea is to have the Nightjet train sets. Those train sets will be great for all types. There's all types of single-level long-distance routes, like there's the Florida Meridian, Crescent, Lakeshore Limited. What other ones are there? And what else? I think that's all I know for right now. The bi-level ones would be good for the Auto Train, City of New Orleans, Sunset Limited, Southwest Chief, Coast Starlight, California Zephyr, Empire Builder, and other Amtrak bi-level long-distance trains, which will be replacing the bi-level ones will replace Superliners, and they'll get new auto cars for the auto train as well, which they're not quite. The single-level cars will replace Amfleet 2s and Amfleet 1s, Amfleet 2s and V-Liner 1s and V-Liner 2s. The V-Liner 2s are actually going to remain. They're only 6 years old, so they're not quite old yet, but they will remain. And they'll still keep the V-Liner 2s in service until they're ready for retirement. Because they're not quite ready for retirement yet. They're only 6 years old, because they came out around 20, Which, those are... Aero train sets are replacing Amfleet 1s, Metroliner cab cars, cars, F-49 power control units, and both ACX-64 electric locomotives and P-42 diesel locomotives. Alright. While the dual mode train sets will be replacing more Amfleet 1s, P-42 DCs, and P-32 ACDM locomotives. Those will all be replacing soon, but those are all solutions. But infrastructure on the Northeast Corridor must be adjusted for the new Acela train sets, which are going to be replacing the current Acela train sets used on the Amtrak Acela, which you're going to need to replace those. Well, while the HHPCs will also be remaining as a backup power, the ACX-64s are not going away. They'll mainly be used for they'll be used to haul long distance trains. The aero trains will help to reduce for switching from diesel to electric at Washington D.C. Prevent locomotive switchings going around. It will make it easy for preventing to switch from diesel to electric at Washington, D.C., which would be a much easier thing. And all that stuff is happening on Amtrak, but you have a problem with Amtrak, by the way. Amtrak has done many derailments, and the SC-44s also got a new nose cone design recently after they had a crash, which you need to deal with that, and you'll need to fix many other things. What Amtrak's going to do about that, which I do need to talk about how railroads should. Railroads never ever should ever cause many railroad crossing incidents are happening with Amtrak, and crossings they have to go through. Amtrak has to go through all these railroads, which, like Norfolk Southern, CSX, Union Pacific, BNSF, Canadian National, and CPKC. All those railroads are right there. And all those things are happening on railroads. And the Piedmont, for instance, we're going to talk about the single level equipment. Those cars date back from the 50s, 60s. They're aging. They need to be replaced. Piedmont is going to get new Siemens Metro train sets from Siemens Mobility in North Carolina. With Siemens Mobility is opening a building in Lexington, North Carolina. The new Amtrak will include a Siemens charger, which will be an ALC, will be APC, which will be a Siemens charger similar to the ALC-42, Siemens Vectra cars, and a Siemens-style cab car, which will be used for the Piedmont, which will be a great. Those train sets will look a lot similar to the Aero train sets on Amtrak, which is going to be a nice thing. Also, many railroads are also going to be. The Piedmont will be replacing cars that they've had in the 50s and 60s, and both EMD F-59 PHIs and EMD F-59 PH locomotives being replaced with brand new Siemens Charger locomotives. Those are all the stuff for Amtrak. The infrastructure looks okay to me. The Northeast Corridor infrastructure is getting replaced, but it's going to get more work done. And not that many problem situations have been happening. The superliners, however, do not fit in the Northeast Corridor area. They only have to use the freeliners, are the only ones that can fit, because the superliners do not fit through New York City tunnels because Independence Station, because they are too big and they're not that big enough. So they only use Amfleet 2s and Viewliner cars, which those are just good. Alright, so that is Railroad News and Solution for right now. And that's all the update. The Surfliner, however, well, the California bilevel cars, what you should do with them is send them over to the Surfliner in Capital Corridor. And I found out the F-59 PHIs are staying on the Capital Corridor service on Amtrak. They're not going away, actually. I found out that they're not going away. But Amtrak wants to put them in hydrogen fuel cell. Well, that's not going to happen because that will not happen. But Amtrak's going to keep the F-59 PHIs on the Capital Corridor service. And bilevel cars in Amtrak, California are going to be sent off to the Capital Corridor in the Surfliner. And many of the other trains are going to be selling off to the other. And Amtrak Comet 1B cars are going to be sent off to the Pacific Surfliner, which is they're going to be sifted over to the Pacific Surfliner. While San Joaquin will have more Siemens Metro train sets. I know the Stevenson trains are only for the San Joaquin. They're not for the Capital Quarter train service, so that's how I found out. Alright, so that is it for right now, and that's all I can give you because not that much is happening in Amtrak besides getting the new large switcher locomotive GP38s to replace Dash 8s and older York trains on the Amtrak yard, which is going to be simple. And that's it for right now. Thanks for watching this Rail News and Solution episode on Amtrak. If you have any thoughts, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Until next time, I'm Ian Hari. I'll see you on the line, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.